How's everyone today? Well, this afternoon we have got a project going on. Yes, it's quite a project. I told you in the last video that I thought that I would buy some fields surrounding the one that we were doing at the time, and yes, I did just that. So we're going to go over here. These fields have already been harvested and they have been mulched. There was one field that needed to be plowed, so we've got all that done. Now what we have to do, we are joining this field to this field that we're coming up on. We're going to join this, and we're going to plow this strip that'll join them. Okay, and let's go on over. We are going to have probably a field that is about somewhere around 400 acres whenever we get done. Okay, now I took some trees out here so that we can bring the field over a little bit, extend it just a little bit. But anyway, we're going to join those two fields. We are going to join these fields. And if we get up here, we will plow all this in, joining all of this. We will plow these two fields together right here. This is the one that needed to be plowed, so we did. And we're plowing all this in, connecting all these fields together. So, yes, it's quite a chore, and that's what this video is going to be about. Of course, once we plow that in, the rest of this is already at 50% fertilizer. Everything is good. However, when we plow those strips in, those strips are only going to have, they're going to have zero fertilizer. They're going to have nothing. So what we'll have to do is we will come in and we will fertilize where we plowed. And once we fertilize where we plowed, we'll have to change the ground texture. So we'll have to go through and cultivate where we plowed. So that way, whenever we plant, the ground texture will have been changed and we'll be able to put the second stage of fertilizer down with the planter. All right, so shall we get started? All right, we've got it to work. All right, so what we need to do is we need to hit Y on the keyboard, because on my controls that's what allows the plow to create a new field. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to come around here and we're going to line up. All right, we're going to lock onto that. And we are locked on. GPS is steering for us now. All right, let's go a little bit past that because we can always clean that up. All right, now we're going to drop it. And drive. And we are creating a field. All right, now we'll get this down here plowed in. Pick it up, and you can go over, say like a couple, like right there. Lock on. All right. Now we're not going to go over real far, but I thought, well, there's no use in this going to waste. So now we don't want to go past where we don't want to. All right, there we go. We'll pick our plow up. Lock on. All right, we'll lock on. Drop our plow. All right. Just a little bit of extending here. You know, it's nothing great. I mean, we're not going to plow it all in there. We are just merely wanting to extend. All right, we want to lock on. Drop our plow. All right, we'll pick it up. And I think maybe we'll do one more, maybe. See how it looks. All right, let's lock on. Well, I thought I locked on. There we go, we're locked on. Drop our plow. I just kind of figured that rather than trees and brush here, it might as well be field. So, yeah. All right, we'll turn around here. I guess we'll do one more. All right, we're locked on. Drop our plow. And there we go. All right. Now we'll come back later and square that up where it's all even. But let's get the rest of these rows plowed in. All right, let's lock on. Drop our plow. Everything's looking good. Real good. And like I said, from here on, we could take it. We don't have to have GPS at all. We can do that. I mean, surely we can hold that plow in that grassy area. So yes. All right, we're coming up on where we need to turn. All right, so we'll get up here and let's just, yeah. All right, now let's go this way, and we won't lock on the GPS. We don't need to. We'll lower our plow, and here we go. We're off, joining these fields. Now, the other part, you know, about joining these fields is before you start joining fields, make sure each individual field is where you want it to be before planting. In other words, you want to prepare each field as if you were going to go and plant that one field. You prepare it the way you want it. All right, let's just keep going. We'll come back and we'll get that one. And the reason for that is because each field is probably going to have something different. It's like the one on our right. There was potatoes here. Well, it needed to be plowed. Well, that don't mean the whole field that you're joining up, the whole 400 and some acres, it don't need to be plowed. You know, so that's why you want to do each individual field and get it ready to plant before you start. All right. right, we're going to raise our plow. All right, let's lower it, and we'll plow this together. Like I said, this field here is going to be, I'm sure it's a little over 400 acres. It's going to be huge. And when we start planting it, yes, it'll take a minute to get it planted. That's all right. You think about the crop, the grain that's going to come off of it is going to be quite a bit. All right, so we'll wheel around here. And we'll plow this together. Now, we will be planting these fields with a direct drill planter or seeder, whatever you want to call it. So this plowed ground is going to be fine. We don't have to cultivate it. The only thing we will have to cultivate, and that's the strips that we are plowing right now after we fertilize it. So, and I know some people would say, there ain't enough there to worry about. Well, you're right. You know, you're right. There isn't. But I just kind of like to do it anyway. All right, we're going to go up here and we're going to join this up here. All right, that looks about right. Right there. Yes, it is. All right. Well, we're going to go up here and we're going to get some more strips and I'll get back with you. All right, we are finishing up the last little bit of plowing. When we reach the end of this row right here, we will have joined all these fields together. So, then the next thing that we need to do is fertilize these strips. So, we'll get them fertilized, and then after we fertilize them, the last thing we want to do is go through and cultivate just these strips, nothing else, just these strips. And that way the ground texture will be changed where it will accept the second stage of fertilizer. So, all right, well, I'll get back with you when we get just a little farther along. All right, well, we're just fertilizing what we just plowed, the strips. Now, it's not going to hurt for fertilizer to go over on the other parts. That's not going to hurt anything at all. So, that strip that we're coming up on, we just got through doing that one. So that's fertilized. So once we get the strips fertilized, then we will cultivate it, and this whole field will cultivate just the strips, not the whole field, just the strips. And then the whole field will be ready to be planted, and we will be getting a 98% yield bonus and 100% fertilizer on the whole thing. So, this has been quite a project. I worked a long time without filming. I wasn't videoing on a large part of it because it was so time consuming. But yes, I knew that you would probably want to see the joining of the fields. We had 3 windmills that had to be removed and plowed in, and yes, it was quite a project. I'll say that part. All right, we're gonna stop this guy, and we'll come around. And let's just get him started going down this way. All right. Well, I will get back with you as soon as we get a little farther along. All right. We are finishing up the fertilizing. Excuse me. Sorry. And the next thing is we'll cultivate these strips. All right. So let's get this guy over here out of the way. And we'll get our get our cultivator. And the only reason we have to cultivate these strips is merely because it will not take the second stage of fertilizer unless we change the ground texture. And that is the only reason. Yeah, I know. It's kind of a pain, but you know, that's the rules. So all right. And we're cultivating these strips. Very good. Looking real good. All right. Well, as soon as these strips are cultivated, we will be ready to plant the whole field. And once we get done cultivating, I'll try to give you an idea of how big this field is. Yes, it's huge. So I'll get back with you in just a moment. All right. Well, we're almost done with the cultivating. We've got one little strip left, but I wanted to show you what this field actually looks like now. Now, if you get dizzy real easy, might want to close your eyes for just a moment because we're going to be lifting up in the air. All right. Now, over to the road. All the way down to this road, this highway. And it will come all the way around. It is quite huge. There'll be a lot of grain come off this field. And it goes up. To the end of the plowed ground here. And over. Yes. Like I said, I don't know how many acres is actually going to be in this, but I'm guesstimating, a little over 400 probably. So, yes. And that's what we've done. And that took a lot of work. A lot of work. All right. Well, let's go ahead and finish our cultivating up. But I wanted to take you up before it got real dark, before so you couldn't see. Because I wanted you to see that. But anyway, this will be our last strip. We'll cultivate this in, and then that little bit extra down there that we plowed up. And this field will be ready to be planted. So let's get in here. All right, let's back up here a little bit more and square up a little bit better. There we go. That's good enough. All right. Well, I think we're going to call this a video. If you've liked this content, please go down there and give me a like. I'd sure appreciate it. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe to my channel yet, now would be a great time. Thank you so much. If you'd like to share this video, please do. But as for me, the Dirt Road Farmer, I think we're going to call it a day. And as always, thank you for watching.